Hi my loves and welcome to a reading vlog. So this is a bit of a mixed match of I was going to say it was a weekend reading vlog, but it isn't because it's going on a bit over than your average weekend. But I'm starting this Saturday the 21st of August and I'm running it all the way through to Wednesday. Reason being is tomorrow on Sunday we are going camping. Me and my parents and my daughter are going camping for one last time. It's just a little 2-day, 2-night, 3-day, 2-night trip. We are going to a campsite we've been before. I actually did vlogless camping trip beforehand, before this trip. The first time we went to this campsite, I did vlog it. I had awful problems with the footage, my video editor, and then I went away to Cornwall, and yeah, we had a lot of problems with my videos and my video editor. So unfortunately my camping vlog didn't go up because I couldn't, and my Cornwall one that was really cool couldn't go up either because most of my videos are corrupted. I don't know how, even though they were fine on my phone, but I actually recently uploaded it on my Facebook account and noticed that all the videos that were corrupt actually were, because in my Facebook videos they were all very glitchy, very slow, very echoey. So I don't know what went on there, but hey ho. So hopefully this one will be up and you can see it, otherwise whatever. But yeah, so we're going to LiQWYD again, which is the first time round where we went camping. I'll link that video down below. But we're going to a different campsite, but this is the second time we've been, but it's probably the first time you guys would have seen it now, because originally you would have seen it, but obviously you can't. This campsite is huge. It is massive, but you would have thought, because it's quite a big campsite, that it would be very busy, lots of caravans, tents, all that malarkey, but actually it isn't. They've done it so it's more space for you. So all the tent pitches on one side have all this shrubbery around, and that is your pitch. And you'll see the footage when we get there. It's massive, guys. It's huge. So they've got that round which is more secluded, which we're going again. We're actually going in the same camp spot pitch that we did the first time round, which was brilliant. And the other half is more not secluded, it's more noisier, and it's a mixed match of both caravans and tents. But it's immaculate. There are farm animals which me and Alice just love. They're so unique and friendly and just quite a joy to watch, to be honest. And when we went there the first time round, everyone was there, was really lovely. They were there were lots of kids playing, but there was a cut off of the noise, which was brilliant. Everyone respected each other. The toilets were immaculate. The lady or the family who runs it, throughout the day, they made sure everything was cleaned. They did it. I think they do it even before the pandemic, to be honest. I think they are just that people. They make sure everything's clean. But it's just huge. And the first time around we went camping there, me and Alice just run ragged. We did exploring, we played football, it was brilliant. Alice didn't want to go because there was no adventure park bit for her, the last camping site we went to, but she loved it. She just loved the space and just running around, and the fact that there were so many children there that we didn't feel bad about making noise, but also there was a cut off of when we were all rowdy. It was just lovely. So yeah, we're really happy to go back. It's not as long as we did last time. Last time we went there for 4 days but 3 nights. This time it's just 2 nights because their availability, and also Alice will be spending her last week of the summer holidays at her dad's. So this is our last little holiday with her before she's at her dad's, and then she goes to year 1 and starts back to school. So yeah, we're going there. I'm really excited. It's a fantastic place. Hopefully we'll actually get to see it and you will appreciate why we love it. But yeah, we're not actually planning to go out and do anything. So last time round we went to a a crafty place, and there was a garden centre there as well, and it was more something from my mum rather than the rest of us. And then the following day we went to Enquiries, which is a little train little ride thing, but you can go off and have a forest walks. You can go off and there's 2 different types of adventure playgrounds for the children, ice cream stuff and all that. Alice loved it. I loved it. I'm 30 years old and I had as much fun as my daughter, to be honest. And then we just went to the LiQWYD harbour and had a look at all the boats and the sea and all of that. This time round I think we're just having a chilled one, just because obviously we've been busy in Cornwall. We spent a lot of money while we went to Cornwall. I think this time round we're just going to chill, just play games, just chill, but obviously chill where it's not in your home. We might have a little wander, I don't know, we'll see, but I think the main bit is just to chill together, you know, do stuff at the campsite. As like, it's massive enough for you to do lots of playing things and stuff like that, and to be honest, Alice loved that. Alice loved the one-to-one, especially with me, playing around. So yeah, that's probably what we're going to do. So we're not actually exploring as much, which obviously for you guys to not see the exploring bit sucks, because my original vlog of when we did go there first time round, that I could show you all these bits, but it doesn't matter, it's still going to be fun. I am taking some reading with me. Obviously I'm not going for long, but I am taking 4 books with me, purely because one of the books I'm currently reading that is not really the priority in this book, but one of the books I'm reading, I'm literally halfway nearly. I'm 2 chapters off, but I'll be reading some more in a bit anyway, so I'll probably be over halfway. But first up is Queen of Shadows by Sarah J Maas, which is for my Massillon read along I'm doing as a sideline from my book club. So I'm on chapter 31, page 264, and I'm loving this. It's like, I can see why people said from Air of Fire onwards it is more fast paced and a lot of stuff's happening. Oh yeah, it is. Like, I'm squealing throughout this book, but I honestly think I'm going to go through quite a bit of heartbreak, because my dear old Dorian, I do not know what's going on with him, and I hate it. And I really hate Kale. Whatever you pronounce it. I really am not liking him at the moment, which is quite funny because I was very, very like for him. But my man Rowan's back in it, so we spent like a good 29 chapters of like no rowing, and then he came back and I was like, yes, because he has my heart, I love him. So this isn't actually my priority out of the books I'm taking, but let's be honest, we know I'm going to be binging this. It doesn't matter what else I'm reading, this is happening, and honestly I do not expect myself not to finish it while I'm camping. I'm loving it, I can't seem to put it down. So this is coming with me, and I honestly do think I'll probably finish this in this vlog. I'm also taking As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. I took this with me when I went to Cornwall, because I was buddy reading it with Hannah, my book bestie, bound by crime, lovely girl. I have no idea whether she's actually read any more of this or if she's finished it or what, but I'm very behind. I'm actually in midway a chapter, which I never do, but I'm on page 110. I am enjoying this, but it's very dark compared to what this series is usually like. This is a lot darker, and I actually have to like sort of think, hold on, this is YA, and to me it doesn't feel YA, it feels very much like an adult thriller. But I am enjoying it. It's just, it is extremely dark, and there are a few little creepy moments. I'm like, ooh. But yeah, I really want to try and do some more reading of this, because obviously I'm buddy reading it. I'm very behind, as you can see, because this was like 5 chapters per day, and I'm very behind. And I don't even know where Hannah is. Actually, probably has finished this book, which if that's the case, I suck at buddy reads. So I'm taking this. Hopefully I can read a bit of it, but we know this is just going to be the main book. But yeah. Also taking Hen Party by Maria Franklin. So this is actually my priority book, because I am on my on tour for this for Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. That reminds me, I need to take pictures beforehand so then I can share it when I'm away camping. Anyway, this takes priority because I need to read it for tour. I'm on chapter 5, page 47. I'm not going to lie, I'm struggling with this, and the only reason I'm struggling with this is because I started it straight after reading Stone of Dead Crows by Carrie McGillan. I read this, it's fantastic, recommend everyone to read it because it is as good as Behind Her Eyes book. If you love that book and like the way the ending played out, you will really love this. But I then picked this up straight after that, and because that blew my mind, this isn't really doing any of that for me. Like I said, I'm only 5 chapters in, the death has just happened, but I'm not vibing with any of the characters. So because I've obviously read this between this, I'm hoping I can get back into it, enjoy it a bit more. Now I've had my little come down from Stone of Dead Crows. This does take priority, but we're being honest. Will I actually read it? I have to, but it's going to be a bugger trying to put this down to read this. But I need to, because obviously it's for Tuesday. But yeah, and I'm also taking Every Line of You by Naomi Gibson. This is a sci-fi thriller. Well, sort of. It's a thriller, but it's to do with AI, so I'm sort of making it sci-fi as well. I actually recently just got this for my Book Box Club unboxing, which is the video you would see before this. But this sounds so amazing, and just look at it. And my daughter said I needed to pick it up just because it was a pretty book. So I thought I'll take it with me, because if I finished Queen of Shadows and Hen Party, then I might actually pick this up because I'm really into my thrillers at the moment. But yeah, they're the 4 books I'm taking. Out of the 4, I think I'll probably manage to finish 2. But we'll see. My reading mood is I'm very into it. I'm like in a really good reading mood. I just seem to be bashing out loads of books all of a sudden. So I might read 2, I might read 3, I might read all 4. I doubt it'll be all 4, but you never know. But yeah, so Come With Me Camping is going to be a chilled one. Obviously there will be some reading. Hopefully you can see some B-rolls and some footage. And yeah, hopefully you'll get to see this vlog because the last 2 have been a complete flop. But with further ado, I am now going to get on and get packing and get ready for us to head off tomorrow. So next time I see you is probably be when I'm there and I can show you around so you can see what I mean by how huge it is. So yeah, I will probably see you when I am at my campsite on Sunday. Bye! Hi guys, so it's Saturday evening before you think, where are you? It's Saturday evening, we're not going camping until tomorrow. But I have a little bit of a book update to give you, so I thought I'd do it quickly now because I'll probably forget by the time I get to camping and whatever. So I'm currently reading The Hen Party by Maria Franklin. So I told you about this and I said that I was struggling with it because I just wasn't like any of the characters and just felt a bit ugh. I still don't like the characters, but things are picking up. So I was on chapter 5. I'm now currently on chapter 12 and I'm on page 114. I'm actually halfway through. So I can probably easily do that tomorrow. So I don't like the characters. I feel like all of them have done this crime. But basically, in chapter 5, we actually reached the death and... oh, this is probably a spoiler, but I need to talk about it. So the person who actually is the hen for the hen party, the fiance, which is Caitlin, she's the one who got killed. So she actually was in remission for cervical cancer, which, by the way, I really like that rep in here. So yeah, some people thought she just passed away. Obviously, maybe she was still struggling with her cancer, chemotherapy, stuff like that. But it was clear that actually no, she has been murdered. She's been suffocated. There was blood around her mouth, stuff like that. So they didn't, for the first hour and a half, none of them rung the police because Jen, who's the one who run all of the hen party, who's the chief bridesmaid, pretty much said, someone's killed her, I want to know who. But it's come clear that everyone has got some beef with Caitlin, and I don't understand why. Like, from everything I've read so far in this book, Caitlin sounds like an absolute fantastic friend, you know, but I feel like everyone's jealous of her purely because she's nice, because everyone's attracted to her, everyone wants to be friends with her and all that, and stuff like that. And I feel like, why do they hate someone just because she's nice? But this is currently changed now into like interviews. So from chapter 9 now onwards, it's in all of their interviews. So the first interview was Adele, who's the one who actually found Caitlin. Chapter 10 is Lucy, which would have been her soon-to-be stepdaughter. Chapter 11 was Karen, which would be her soon-to-be mother-in-law. And chapter 12 is now Emma, which I think is one of Caitlin's sisters. So you sort of have the interview of them talking, but you also have their flashbacks of what they really think of Caitlin. And like, I'm not vibing with it. Like, it's nothing compared to Stone the Dead Crows. Like, that to me is just a bagger, and I don't think any thriller is going to be on par with that at the minute, because that was amazing. But I am liking the fact that you've got the actual interview, and then you're also sort of seeing the little lies that they're saying because they're not telling the truth. But honestly, I don't know how this is going to play out, because I genuinely think every single one of them could have done it. And I'm not even putting out there Ben, which is the fiance, because it has come clear now, no one's admitted it, but the flashbacks, it's come clear that Ben's actually having an affair and that he's got this woman pregnant. So I'm not putting him off the suspect list either. But it does say on here, if you think you've worked it out halfway through the book, you probably haven't. So I'm kind of wondering whether it's a bit like what Brianna Labrusca's books are. It gives you the whole, oh, it's going to be these people, but actually, boom, it is nothing like that. But it's better. I'm wanting to read it now. but I don't like any of the characters. The only character I really like is Caitlin, and she's dead. And yeah, I certainly don't want to get married and have a hen party, that's all I can say. But yeah, I definitely gonna read this in the car journey, and certainly will finish it Sunday night. So that can be out the way, and then I probably will then continue reading Queen of Shadows, because I haven't picked it up for the last day and I really want to. But yeah, that's my thoughts. It's alright. At the moment it's giving me 3-star vibes, which is not bad. It's just, I think it's purely because Stone of Dead Crows was so amazing. Like, nothing can get me off that high at the minute. But this might surprise me. Like I said, I'm halfway through. Like, we're getting into the interviews and like sort of finding out people's real opinions on Caitlin. But yeah, I feel really bad for Caitlin. Like, she had cancer at such a young age. She hasn't got children. She's now not gonna, well, she wasn't gonna have any children. Now she definitely can't have any children because she's dead. And I just feel like, why did someone want to kill her? It just sounds like a ton of jealousy, and come on, like, have an actual reason to kill someone, not over jealousy. But yeah, we'll see. Probably the next time I update you, I can tell you who did it and whether I'm right or not. But yeah, that's my update. And I will probably check in with you when we're actually at a campsite and I can do a little show around for you. So yeah, I will see you sometime tomorrow. We are officially here. It felt like, it didn't feel as long as like an hour and a half like it did, I think, because like we know where we're going now. It's quicker. So we're here, as you can see. So you go through that gate there. You have a key, it gets locked, but you can go out and about whenever you want. But I don't really see us like leaving at 10 o'clock at night. You can probably hear a cock call. You've got lots of sheep everywhere. So these ones are all got black noses and ears and eyes, which I just think they're really cool. Can you hear the chickens? There's chickens there. And also I want to show you all across here, like everywhere as you walk, there's these apples. Like, they're everywhere. Yeah, there is just so many trees with apples on, and we didn't know what, because we're not allowed to pick them or touch them or anything like that, and we didn't know what they were using them for, but we found out obviously when we came here a couple of weeks ago. They actually pick them and then they send down to another farm which is just down the road, and they actually make their own handmade cider. So we might possibly see whether we can get some, just because, like, you know, I like cider. But yeah, so I will take you on a tour and show you how big everything is. But we're literally here, and then like, so over there is all like these like farms, other houses and all that, and like it's covered in shrubs and all that, but like you have got plots of land which is where all of the animals on it are. So the people who own here, I thought actually lived in a house down there, but because I actually bought this campsite, I paid for it this time, I got all the information, and actually they don't live here, they live like just down into town, so like a 10-minute drive, which I didn't realise. I thought they lived on site, But the fact that they come here like pretty much 3, 4, maybe more times a day to clean the place, like I don't think they even do it because it's like a pandemic or anything. I genuinely think they do clean it, just to make it all neat and tidy, which we really appreciate. So hang on, so these, literally you're covered all the way down here of all these trees with apples on, and there's more apples this time round than there were when we came last. Sorry if it's quite noisy, there's a tractor doing I don't know what. But yeah, so on here it's like a walk and a drive to get to your spot. Yeah. And then we come to one part of the campsite, which I'll show you briefly because obviously people are staying there. Bear with. So this is the one part of the campsite. And like just down that bit there is like a hut, which is like you can rent out. That bit that I just showed you is more open, it's more like noisier. It's not as secluded as this other part, which is where we are. So we're actually in the same pitch as we were the first time we came here, which is cool. But yeah, it's just humongous. Like here's like the next bit to show you. So this is the bit where me and Alice just constantly played. So all here. So there's people staying there. Last time there was a caravan right at the bottom. And then obviously here is all your pitch tents, but you've got all the shrubbery. So it's more secluded, but you've got space. There's little Bubba. Say hi. Oh, hello, darling. And we are in this one.
No, I got shoes.
Oh no, Alice has got water in her shoes. So this is our. So
this is where we are.
Yeah. So we got all of this. All of that is our room, isn't it? And Alice, what did we do last time? What did we? Yeah. So we use this as like a sort of tennis thing. We use that.
We always do
And
tennis or beanbags over.
yeah, we were throwing beanbags, weren't we?
Oh, we can play cat with the ball.
We could do the bowl, yeah. So yeah, that's where we are, and then I'll show you the extra bit. You coming?
Not too far.
No, we're not. And then also when you go down here, you've got all of this bit here as well.
And
So
that's our new spotty ball over there.
We got a trailer this time. So like all down here.
Oh.
And all down there. And
Let's go for the hat. And there's a big noisy tractor going.
there is a big noisy tractor. It is huge here, as you can tell, but it's all still secluded and quiet. And this big hut bit here is all the toilets, the showers, where you get your water, where you clean, and there's a little special hut there, which is also somewhere you can rent. So yeah, that is where we're staying. It's massive, and we like it here, don't we? Mummy's currently trying to find Rufus. So when we came here last, there was an alpaca, and me and Alice called him Andy because we didn't know his name. But his real name's actually Rufus. But I can't find him anywhere. He's not in his usual spot. And I just walked down to the other bits where the animals are, and he's not there. So I don't know where he is. But yeah, that's where we are. It's lush, and now we're just going to go and chill and get the tent up.
Why is he not going to put it down?
No, because he's going down now, isn't he?
Bye bye.
Wow. And chicky chick.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Hello. What are you doing? before I say that, I'm really sorry, but I'm currently in the toilets because it's the only place that's got brilliant lighting, and it's 11:30 at night, and I can't really do a book update in a tent when everyone's asleep. But I just finished The Hen Party by Maria Franklin. I'm giving it 3.5 stars. I just did not vibe with any of the characters. I didn't like them. However, I really liked the cancer representation, specifically because it was cervical cancer, and I just thought that's really good because it's one of those cancers where it's very hidden and a lot of women feel embarrassed to get seen about it, and then it's too late. And I liked a little subtle message saying that, you know, don't be embarrassed, go in and get checked because more than likely that's actually gonna save your life or give you a longer chance to live. So I really enjoyed that. I did also enjoy, as we got into the book, all of the hens' point of view. So they were all getting interviewed with all of the times of events of what happened with Caitlin, and I really liked the sort of backstory of them and also the little secrets that were coming out. I really liked that because it sort of made me understand some of the characters a lot more, specifically the ones I really did not like. I also liked, as we're going into the investigation, we also got 2 DCI point of views, and one from Dublin, which is where the Hen Party girls are at and where the main death was, and also in London because they arrested someone there. So we had 2 different DCIs, and it was obviously like them doing an interview, but also their opinion on not these people that have been arrested. I also really liked the twist. So, spoilers, but basically one of the bridesmaids called Shelley got arrested, and also Ben, which was Caitlin's fiance, and basically Shelley and Ben were having an affair for quite a while, like before Ben even proposed to Caitlin, and Shelley's also 10 weeks pregnant. So it all came to light that they did it, but that's not the case. So Caitlin was supposedly in remission, but she actually found out that it was terminal and it was spread, and she had probably about a year to live, and that more than likely in a few months' time she'll be in a hospice. And she also found out a few months beforehand that Ben and Shelley were having an affair, so she decided to have someone do assisted suicide because she didn't want to leave it and die and be in a bit where she's like too poorly and can't live a life. She'd rather do it while she has the control, but she wanted to make it look like a murder and pin it on Ben and Shelley. I loved that. That was a really cool twist, and it does make you think, like, is there justice served? Because if she just did assisted suicide, Ben would have got all of her life insurance, all of her money and stuff like that. Do I think Shelley deserves it? I don't know, because obviously she's pregnant and it's not something to have a baby in jail, but it's very interesting. I didn't like the ending though. The ending annoyed me because it literally ended with pretty much saying that a friend of Caitlin's did the attempted suicide and planted all the stuff, but it didn't give you the bit of did Ben and Shelley get done for the murder, or did the truth come out or not. It didn't give you that, and I also just wanted to know a bit more of like all the other hens, how things. I just wanted to like probably an extra 2 chapters in the epilogue, but 3.5 stars. It's not my favourite. I read one other book of hers called Hit and Run, which I didn't realise until I saw the book and it clicked. And again, I had the same feelings, like I didn't vibe with the characters, I got very angry. However, there was a shocking twist that I was like, oh, did not see it coming. So I kind of feel like maybe Maria's writing is, she makes all the characters really horrible, so you can't work out who done it, or you think you know who's done it because it seems obvious with all these people, but it actually isn't. Maybe that is how she writes, I don't know, I haven't read other stuff to see if there's a pattern. But yeah, it was good, but it wasn't my best, it's not my favourite, and it's still nothing so far not beating Stone of Dead Crows, so that's still like the best thriller I've read so far this year. But yeah, I'm now going to go brush my teeth, get some sleep, and start a new day. I also read an extra 3 chapters of Queen of Shadows. I'm literally like 2 chapters away of the halfway point. getting intense, guys. It's getting intense. It was intense from chapter 1, but it's getting even more intense. But yeah, I'm going to start reading that tomorrow, and it's not going to take me long. I'll probably get a good chunk of that done, maybe even finish it. But yeah, I will check in with you sometime tomorrow. Bye. Oh dear.
What thing for you?
We're in a bad mood.
Yes.
picking?
Blackberries.
Lots and lots of blackberries, haven't we? Home. It's nice and sunny, so I'm going to sit out in the garden and chill for a bit. Also, Sydney is doing Patreon sprints. I wasn't actually going to jump on because he's literally just come back, but I'm having a 5 minutes because it's gone a bit tense in the house. But yeah, so I thought I'd jump on. I don't know whether you can see. Say hi, Sydney. Yeah, so I'm going to jump on and do some sprints for however long I can do some. I'm currently reading Queen of Shadows. I'm on page 407. I literally have like that much left to read. There was a moment, I was reading it in the car, there was a moment, like literally 30 minutes until our drive home, and there was a moment and I genuinely burst into tears because I thought something happened, and I was like, but it wasn't, nothing happened, it was a ploy, it was a twist, and it wasn't, and I cried for no reason. But yeah, it is so intense. I think this might be my favourite one so far, and I still got more to go, so yeah, I'm going to carry on reading, and I will check back with you probably when I finish this book. It would not take me long. Oh, the sun's just like really got in my eyes now, but yeah, I can probably come back and tell you how the book went. So it's officially the end of this reading vlog. Once again, it's been an absolute blast camping, even though it's been more chilled and relaxing and just staying in and just chilling really. It still was lovely. The weather was absolutely glorious. So that was really nice. It was nice and sunny, so we got to just enjoy the sunshine and just absorb the sun before it comes to autumn and it starts getting a bit chilly cold. Obviously, with it being quite a chilled camping trip, it wasn't a lot of like doing a lot of things, but I hope you sort of enjoy it anyway and see why we absolutely love this campsite. It's massive, and like it was really busy this time round. Like there was a lot of people there, which I understand why it was so fully booked when we tried to like go there for like a week. But even though that it was busier, it didn't feel it, and it wasn't noisy. Like there were a lot more kids this time round than there was the first time we went there, and even that, it still wasn't overly noisy. Like all of the kids went to sleep, like started heading to go to sleep at around 9 o'clock, which was the same time as my daughter. So like from 9 o'clock, you know, everything just started to quieting down and all that. But even when it was busy, like, you know, kids playing, it was still, you know, it's so big you don't actually hear anything. The problem we had was the sheep. So last time round the sheep was like at the back, so you didn't hear them, but this time round they actually moved near our end. So it was really noisy. And there's the male one, the ram, and he was separated, and he was the one with the most horrendous noise, because it was like a sound. So like we had that. We also had like an owl that must have been on a hunt, because that was doing some shrieking. So in regards to animal noises, it was noisy, but it's just lovely to see like the sun going down, to see the moon, to see all the stars, and just hear peacefulness and just hear different animals rather than traffic, you know, cars going past, drunken people coming back from the pub or whatever. Like I would never live in the countryside. Like it's too like nowhere, like, you know, it's nowhere near like amenities or cinema or anything like I don't like living in the city, but I don't like living in like where there's nothing like nearby. Like I like living in a town because it's not too busy, it's still got the bits and bobs that I want. But I can't lie, when you're in the countryside and you just hear nothing apart from the birds or other animal noises and just like the wind and stuff like that, it's just really peaceful, and you just can't help feeling quite relaxed and calm. So yeah, camping was fab. I hope you enjoy it. Our good old alpaca friend wasn't there, so when we went last time, we met an alpaca and we called him Alan, but it turns out he's actually called Rufus. So we're really excited to see him and actually called him Rufus this time. And we got there and we couldn't find him. He wasn't in his usual spot, so we thought maybe he was in the other part where the other animals and the rest of the farm was, and he wasn't there either. So we were like, oh, maybe he's like gone somewhere like in a different area and he'll come back soon. And the lady who owns it does all the cleaning. Obviously, because we've been before, we've sort of got a repertoire with her. And I said, I hope you don't mind me asking, but is Rufus here? Because I had Alice with me, and I was basically like, she loved him and she wants to see him again. And she went, oh, he's not here. And my heart went, because I thought, oh my God, has he died? Because like she looked really solemn and like quite upset. And I thought, oh God, like, oh no. And she goes, oh, Rufus is on holiday. So apparently the people who used to own Rufus, someone in the family are getting married, and they want Rufus to be there to do like all these pictures for the wedding and all that. So he's gone there for a holiday because he needs some training before the wedding actually starts. So that's where he was. But honestly, my heart went in my throat. I genuinely thought she said he died. But yeah, so we were a little bit upset about that. But we had a new friend, or two new friends. We had a chicken, which you would see in the B-rolls, and we also had some ducks. I thought they were geese at first, but they're not. They were actually ducks. But apparently they escaped from the other farm, because there's a farmer who comes in and does all these bits and bobs. Like he helps out, but so his ducks from his farm actually hitched a ride and came there. Also some turkeys were on a run, like all happenings, guys, all happenings. But yeah, it was lovely, and we won't probably go again this year, just obviously because it is starting to get autumn and it will be colder. But we definitely said maybe like next year, over the Easter holidays or something, because it's just lovely there. Like you can't fault it, and there's still more exploring to do. Like me and my mum went out of the campsite and just went for a little walk, and there is like a big actual massive walk you can go on. But we were going to do it this time round, but some people came back with their kids from it and said that you need trousers and you need like walking shoes or wellies because it's messy mankeys like poop around as well, because it's like on the farm bit as well as like a walk, but also there's lots of like you can get ticks and stuff there. So we didn't have any of that, so next time we're definitely going to do that. But yeah, it was just lovely. It was just a nice little 2-day break just to get out from like the house and just chill, and just a last little bit of time with Alice before she spends her week at Dad's before school. But I did manage to read 2 books and I finished them. So first up, I read and finished the Hunting Party. That wasn't right. The Hen Party by Maria Franklin. So I gave this 3.5 stars. Now, as I wrote my review, I clicked that I actually read a book of hers the beginning of this year, which was also for Tor, which was called Hit and Run. And again, I think I gave that like 3.5 stars for the same reasons why I gave it this. So I'm kind of now wondering whether Maria Franklin writes where the characters aren't nice, because Hit and Run, I had that problem of not liking the characters and it got me so antsy that I didn't enjoy the plot so much. So I'm wondering whether that is how she writes, that she makes all these characters horrible so you suspect them, but it takes it off the main bit of who it is. So I think if that is her jam and how she writes, I probably can now get used to it and expect it. Didn't see the plot twist coming, like what actually happened. I was like, ooh, that was good. So that's why it bumped up to the half point. But yeah, it didn't have the whole wow factor for me. It was nothing like Stone of Dead Crows, which I keep going on about, but that was just amazing to me. I loved it so much, and just nothing can beat that at the minute. But it was still good. I still enjoyed it, like apart from not liking the characters. And also the ending, the ending just ended, and I kind of felt like we could have done with 1 or 2 chapters and an epilogue just to tie things up a bit more, because like the last like few chapters of the book, you'll then like questioning all these things of like, okay, and it didn't answer it. And for me, I was like, no, because I just started getting into it. It's just started getting all these questions of why, how, and ended. But I recommend it still, and I still would like to read her work and just see how like her writing is. But yeah, 3.5 stars. It was still, it was enjoyable. There was nothing nasty about it. Just it didn't have that pizzazz and everything. And I also read and finished Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas, book 4 of the Throne of Glass series, and we know this is 5 stars. Come on. I love this series. I prefer this to ACOTAR, I know, but ACOTAR to me is very mild fantasy. Like to me, ACOTAR is a starter for fantasy readers, like getting into it. I think Throne of Glass is full on fantasy. There's so many elements in it that I love in fantasies. And I also like the little bit of romance that's coming along now. I love this book. Like I think this might be my favourite, or it's on par with Air of Fire, because there's just so much happening here. We sort of get Aileen back as Selena, and like, you know, she's officially gone to see her master when she was obviously being an assassin for him and all that. And yeah, and there's just these little true things, like basically the king, you're now sort of seeing his game plan and what he has planned, and why all these witches and wyverns and these vows are all in place and everything. Like it makes sense now. It's tense. Like there was this one part in the book, I wish I actually filmed it, but we were in a car and it was very up and down, and I kept losing signal, and I also didn't have any data left, so you know. But basically someone put the word thing rings where they trap the demon inside the person, and they put it on Aileen, and I completely lost it. I had my book in my head like that. I went, no, and then I started crying, and like Alice was next to me going, what's wrong with me? What's wrong? I said, it was just my book, don't worry. She goes, well, what's happening? I said, oh, it's fine, you don't understand. And you know, it's not something she wants to know about at 5 years old. And like my mum and dad were like, oh, stop being silly. And I was like, look, it's a good book. You do your thing, I'm doing my thing with the book. So I had a little bit of a blub in the back of the car, because I was like, don't do this to me. But it was a ploy. It wasn't real. It was just a stage thing to try and see whether what she suspected was the person was true, and it was. So phew. But there's still so many tense shit in here, but I loved it. It's 5 stars, and I always find a Throne of Glass series that I just want to keep on reading them. Like, if it wasn't my massive long read along that I'm hosting, and that, like, I probably would bash out this series in like a month, maybe two, just because like it doesn't take me long to read. It's just fantastic. But I'm quite glad that I am savouring it. But I'm also now getting quite worried because I just finished book 4, book 5's in September, and there's only 2 more books left, and I'm like, I don't want it to end. Like, we're going on with Macedon because we're obviously going to do all our other books, but I just don't want Throne of Glass to end. But yeah, easy 5 stars. This is brilliant. And if no one's read the Tog series yet, bloody well do it. So yeah, I read 2 books. This was what? How many pages? 640. No, hang on. 645 pages, and this was 253 pages. About 900 odd pages read in 2 days. Well, near enough 2 days because I didn't actually read all of those pages, but you know what I mean. It's still fantastic. I'm very happy. So yeah, that's the end of this vlog. I hope the lighting is really gone now because the sun's just gone. But yeah, I hope you really liked this vlog. I'm sorry that my other 2 planned vlogs that I did when I went away didn't work, but hopefully everything's all back to normal, and I have got some other vlogs planned which aren't as fun. It's just a full-on reading vlog, but still, I think everything's back to normal working, so you will hopefully get more video content from me. But yeah, thank you for watching. Take care, and I shall see you all again soon. Bye.